Teenage pregnancy, something that has been so poignant in our country for a long time. Poverty, lack of education, health risks, broken dreams. These are the things that are related to this topic, to this unresolved issue, teenage pregnancy.
Ang aking anak ay tatlo po. Ang panganay ko po ay magdadalawang taong gulang. Ang pangalawa po, namatay.
Teenage pregnancy is one of the most pressing concerns in our country today. In June last year, President Rodrigo Duterte declared the prevention of teenage pregnancies as a national priority, calling for the implementation of measures to address the root cause of the problem, including strengthening sexual education. But research company DKT Philippines Foundation found out that there are teenage girls and women who are not aware of emergency contraception as a means of preventing pregnancy.
In this documentary, we will be showing the story of a girl named Ashley Dimagiba, a girl born from teenage pregnancy and is living with teenage pregnancy.
This is Ashley Dimagiba, a 14-year-old girl living in the slums of Tondo, Manila. She is the 12th child from her 14 siblings. Dad is a tricycle driver, while mom is a housewife looking after her little siblings in their house. When we look at their lifestyle, it definitely does not look like a place where 14 children could live comfortably.
Nung una, gusto ko talaga maging teacher. Pero nabuntis ako nung 14 anyos pa lang ako. Kaya yun, di ko natapos yung high school.
Hello po, ako si Ashley Dimagiba. Isang taon pa lang ako, pinanganak na si Mary Ann. Hindi talaga madali yung buhay namin. Minsan wala kaming makain kasi maliit lang yung sinasahod ni Papa.
Mabait na bata naman si Ashley. Honor student siya. Maraming mga medalya. Hindi ko in-expect na magkaganon. Kumakayod ako araw-araw para makapagtapos sila sa pag-aaral at meron silang makain.
At lagi kong sinasabi sa kanya, Nak, huwag kang gumaya kay mama ha. Umayos ka sa pag-aaral para makaahon tayo sa buhay. At ngayon,
Ashley is a valedictorian when she was in elementary, and a consistent honor student at her school, a social butterfly, and had a caring boyfriend.
Nung makilala ko si Josh, textmate kami. Akala ko siya na talaga yung lalaking para sa akin. Ang sweet-sweet, gwapo, mabait at maalaga. Akala ko okay lang talaga, hindi namin sinadya na magkaganito. Pero nung sinabi ko sa kanya yung nangyari, bigla na lang siyang nagwala. Hindi na siya uli nag-text at hindi ko na rin siya makita.
oo, nagalit talaga kami nung una naming nalaman kung anong nangyari. Ang dami-dami naming pangarap para sa kanya, pero ganito lang ang nangyari.
Marami pa talaga akong pangarap sa buhay. Gusto kong maging flight attendant paglaki ko. Hindi ako susuko. Magsusumikap ako. Alam kong magiging mahirap, pero kakayanin ko.
What causes teenage pregnancy here in our country is that sexual issues are frequently insufficiently cleared up for people requiring counsel. Yes, we all know that there is a lack of sexual education here in the Philippines because people here are highly religious. They think that talking about the birds and the bees are actually going to encourage youngsters to have intercourse, where in fact sexual education is very important to avoid having teenage pregnancy amongst teenagers these days. Teenagers these days also go into drugs and liquor. They don't understand the effects of it because drinking unnecessarily as well as testing illegal medications might prompt undesirable and inadvertent pregnancy. If you're intoxicated, you don't know what you're doing. Furthermore, for me, the media generally affects high schooler pregnancy, particularly shows, for example, like Teenage Mother and 16 and Pregnant. These shows frequently glamorize pregnancy and conceal the genuine difficulties related with pregnancy. Resistance is likewise another justification for why a few adolescents will become pregnant, to show their autonomy and consider themselves as having more command over their lives. These TV programs praise having a kid through the advancement of these young people having a more grown-up way of life with greater obligation and dynamic power over themselves. Okay, so now let's talk about the importance of contraceptives. I highly advise teenagers to the primary goal of preventing pregnancy. Contraceptive methods provide a number of advantages. Contraception lowers the risk of pregnancy-related morbidity and death, lowers the risk of some reproductive malignancies, and can be used to treat a variety of menstrual symptoms and problems actually. Although it isn't 100%, it lowers the possibility by a significant number. So if you're going to have intercourse, you just have to make sure that you're using protection. Okay, so the dangers of premarital sex and lack of family planning. We can see in the video that when Ashley was just 1 year old, she already had a sister, and then continuing on to have 12 more siblings, so 14 children all in all in the family. And with their socioeconomic status and the financial capability of their family, we can see that raising 14 children is never easy for them. In a lack of family planning, create a vicious cycle. Another thing that happens because of premarital sex and a lack of family planning is that when a girl finds out they are pregnant, they may feel surprised, disappointed, anxious, angry, and occasionally guilty or responsible. They may believe that their hopes and dreams for themselves have been dashed. Some of their choices may conflict with their values. If they keep the pregnancy a secret for a long period, they may be disappointed. So some of these teenagers actually go forth with abortions. So abortion is legalized here in the Philippines. So what happens is that they go to illegal ways so that they can abort the child, which leads to a lot of health risks. A lot of teenagers actually die from going through illegal abortions. So that's just another disadvantage of having a lot of teenage pregnancy here in the Philippines. How can we avoid it? Alright, teenagers must have a thorough awareness of abstinence, contraceptive methods, and penalties in order to avoid teenage pregnancy. Although there are a lot of other methods for preventing a teenage girl from becoming pregnant, sexual abstinence is the only one that is 100% successful.
Teenage pregnancy is not a joke. Teenage pregnancy is one of the cause why our country suffer for poor industry and economy. What can we do? We must stop children from having children. Teenage pregnancy must be slowly to be solved, or even must be prevented in order for us to provide an exact amount or supply for the needs of our country, and also for us to live a peaceful and decent life.